Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. How many times have you told yourself you couldn't do something? How many times have you let fear, doubt, or the opinion of others stop you from reaching your potential? Today we're going to crush those excuses because I'm here to tell you something powerful. There is no excuse for not trying. Every single one of us has the ability to achieve greatness inside of you right now as a force so powerful it can break through any barrier, conquer any challenge, and propel you to a level of success you never thought possible. But there's one thing that stands in the way: excuses. Today I'm going to show you how to break free from the chains of limitation. Together we're going to unleash that unstoppable drive inside you. The question isn't whether you can do it. The question is, will you try? Will you step up and take action no matter what stands in your way? So I ask you now, what are you waiting for? The time is now to rise up and take that first step. Let's dive in, because today we make the decision to stop making excuses and start making progress. Your belief system is the foundation upon which everything you achieve is built. It's the lens through which you view the world and yourself. You've heard the phrase, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. The power of belief is that potent. Our beliefs shape our reality, determining not just what we think is possible, but also what we take action on and what we allow ourselves to achieve. When you believe in your own potential, you tap into a force that can drive you toward any goal, no matter how large or challenging. But when you doubt yourself, you close the door to possibility. Think about the last time you faced a challenge. What were the thoughts that came into your mind? Were they thoughts of confidence in action, or did you begin questioning whether it was even worth trying? The difference between success and failure often lies not in the circumstances, but in the mindset you bring to those circumstances. Consider this: all of us have the capacity to achieve extraordinary things, but it's our beliefs that unlock or block that potential. If you believe you're capable of succeeding, you'll put in the effort, learn the lessons, and push through the hard moments that come along the way. If you don't believe in your ability, every setback becomes a confirmation of that belief, and you'll struggle to overcome even the smallest hurdles. The power of belief isn't just about thinking positively, it's about believing in your own power to affect change, to shape your future. The world is full of stories of people who defied all odds because they had an unshakable belief in themselves. From the world's greatest athletes to entrepreneurs who've built billion-dollar companies from nothing, the common denominator is always the same: they believed in their ability to succeed, even when others doubted them. Belief doesn't just influence your actions, it alters the way you perceive opportunities. When you believe that success is possible, you look for opportunities to make it happen. You see the world not as a place where success is reserved for a select few, but as a place where your efforts can create results. When you hold this belief, you act differently, you speak differently, you approach challenges differently, and you even attract different outcomes. Now let's consider the science behind this. Our brains are wired to look for evidence that supports the beliefs we hold. If you believe you're not good enough, your brain will filter out the successes and focus on the failures, reinforcing that belief. But if you believe in your power to succeed, your brain will start searching for ways to help you achieve your goals. This is called the reticular activating system, RAS, a part of your brain that filters out unnecessary information and allows you to focus on what matters most. If you program your RAS to focus on opportunity, growth, and success, that's exactly what you'll begin to see in your life. The limiting beliefs we hold are often rooted in past experiences or societal conditioning. Many of us are raised with messages about what is possible for us based on where we come from, our gender, or our circumstances. These beliefs are deeply ingrained, and they often go unquestioned. But here's the secret: none of those limitations are inherently true. They are stories that we've been told, and stories we've chosen to believe. The moment you challenge those stories, you break free from the chains that have kept you stuck. You start to see that your potential is limitless, and that the only thing standing between you and your goals is the belief that you can achieve them. It's important to recognize that belief isn't just about thinking you can succeed in the future, it's about believing that you are capable right now. The power of belief is about owning your potential in the present moment, not waiting for external validation. When you fully embrace your potential in the now, you start to take action as though success is inevitable. And action, no matter how small, is what drives you forward. But there's a catch: belief alone isn't enough. It's not enough to simply say you believe in your ability to succeed. You must pair belief with consistent, focused action. Belief fuels your motivation, but action is what brings results. When you take action based on the belief that you can succeed, you start creating the momentum needed to make those beliefs a reality. And what about the moments when you doubt yourself? It's natural to question your abilities at times, but it's important to recognize that these moments don't define you. They are simply passing thoughts, not a reflection of your true capabilities. Instead of allowing self-doubt to control you, challenge it. Ask yourself, is this belief helping me move forward? If the answer is no, choose a new belief. Choose to believe in your ability to learn, grow, and adapt. Your belief is a muscle, and like any muscle, it gets stronger the more you exercise it. In fact, there are practical steps you can take to strengthen your belief in yourself. One of the most effective ways is by setting and achieving small goals. Each time you succeed, no matter how minor it may seem, you reinforce the belief that you are capable of more. It's a powerful cycle. Success builds belief, and belief drives further success. Over time, these small wins compound into major breakthroughs, and before you know it, you've created a life that reflects your highest potential. Another key to unlocking your true potential is surrounding yourself with people who support and uplift you. Your environment plays a massive role in shaping your beliefs. When you are surrounded by people who believe in you, who challenge you to think bigger and dream bigger, it's easier to step into your power. On the other hand, if you are surrounded by negativity or people who don't believe in your dreams, it becomes much harder to maintain a positive belief in yourself. The people you spend the most time with will influence the way you see yourself. Choose to be around individuals who encourage growth, who see your potential, and who push you to be the best version of yourself. This doesn't mean that everyone around you will agree with your dreams, but it's crucial to surround yourself with those who inspire you to reach for more and who remind you of the power of belief. Finally, understand that belief is a choice. It's not something that happens to you, it's something that you actively cultivate. Every day you have the opportunity to decide what you believe about yourself and your potential. Will you choose to believe that you are capable of achieving greatness? Will you choose to believe that no challenge is insurmountable? Because your beliefs will shape the life you live, and the more powerful your belief in yourself, the more extraordinary your life will become. In the end, unlocking your true potential comes down to one simple truth: you have everything within you right now to achieve anything you desire. It all starts with the belief that you are capable, and from there, anything is possible. So ask yourself, what will you believe today? What will you choose to make possible for yourself? Because the power to shape your future is in your hands. Fear of failure, it's something that grips us all, holding us back from achieving our potential. We've all felt it at some point, the paralyzing sensation that we might not be good enough, that our efforts will fall short, or that the world will see us as incapable. It stops us from taking the first step, from pushing through challenges, from reaching for something greater. But here's the truth: fear of failure is not a barrier, it's an illusion. It's a creation of the mind that, when confronted head-on, can be transformed into the fuel that drives us forward. Imagine this: you're standing on the edge of a new opportunity. There's something you want to do, a dream you want to chase, but the fear creeps in. What if it doesn't work? What if people judge you? What if you look foolish? You start to hear that inner voice telling you that you're not ready, that you don't have the skills, that you should wait until the time is perfect. That voice is the voice of fear. And it's the single greatest force keeping you from doing what you are truly capable of. But here's a secret that the most successful people in the world know: failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of it. The most accomplished people you admire, the ones you look up to, are no different from you. They have faced failure in countless forms. They felt the sting of rejection, the burn of mistakes, the embarrassment of missteps. The difference between them and those who give up is simple: they didn't let failure define them. They embraced it, learned from it, and kept going. Think about it: when you try something new, there are always two possibilities: success or failure. But what does failure really mean? It's not the end. It's not the end. It's not a reflection of your worth or your ability. Failure is simply a learning experience. Every time you fail, you gain valuable insights that you wouldn't have learned otherwise. You discover what works, what doesn't, and what needs to be adjusted. You become more resilient, more resourceful, and more equipped for the next challenge. And here's the thing: the more you fail, the closer you get to success. The more you try, the more you learn, and the more you grow. But fear keeps us from even trying. Fear tells us that failure is something to be avoided at all costs, that it's a reflection of our limitations. But that's just not true. Fear is a mechanism, a defense mechanism that was designed to keep us safe. It's part of our biology, hardwired into us to protect us from danger. But in today's world, we don't need to fear failure. What we need to fear is never trying, never taking that chance, never pushing beyond our comfort zones. The only real danger is in staying stuck, in allowing fear to dictate our actions, and believing that the worst case scenario is the one that defines us. One of the reasons we fear failure is because we tie our self-worth to success. We equate our value with how well we perform. But that's a dangerous way to live because it sets us up for disappointment. Success is never guaranteed, but your worth is unwavering. Your worth isn't determined by whether or not you succeed at something. Your worth is inherent in who you are, your ability to dream, to try, to grow, to learn. When you realize that your value is not tied to external outcomes, but rather to your internal drive and your willingness to take action, the fear of failure starts to lose its grip. Another reason we fear failure is because we live in a world that often places too much emphasis on instant results, on quick wins, on immediate perfection. Social media, television, and other forms of media constantly bombard us with the image of effortless success. We see people who seem to have it all together, who seem to be living perfect lives without any struggle. But let's be real, that's an illusion. Behind every success story is a trail of failures, setbacks, and hard lessons learned. Success is not instant, it's a journey. And the sooner we accept that, the easier it becomes to embrace failure as part of the process. When you step into the unknown, when you take that leap of faith, fear is always going to be there. It's a natural response, but you don't have to let it control you. In fact, you can use it to propel you forward. Fear can be the signal that you're about to do something big, something bold, something meaningful. It's the feeling you get right before you're about to make a breakthrough. If you can reframe fear in your mind instead of seeing it as something to avoid, you'll begin to recognize it as a sign that you're on the right path. You see, the more you face your fear, the less power it has over you. Fear thrives on uncertainty. It thrives when you give it attention, when you allow it to dictate your decisions. But when you acknowledge it, look it straight in the face, and take action despite it, you diminish its power. You start to see it for what it truly is, a natural part of the process of growth. And as you begin to take more action, you start to see that failure is nothing to fear. It's simply a stepping stone on your path to success. If you want to break free from the fear of failure, you have to make a commitment to yourself. You have to decide that trying is more important than being perfect. You have to decide that learning is more important than looking good. You have to decide that growth is more important than comfort. And every time you face fear, every time you take that step forward, you reinforce that commitment. Each time you try, you build momentum. Each time you fail, you learn something new. And over time, those small actions, those repeated attempts will compound and lead to success beyond what you ever thought possible. The truth is, there is no such thing as a failure unless you choose to stop trying. Failure is not a permanent state, it's a temporary setback. It's just a moment in time. What defines you is not how many times you fall, but how many times you rise again. And when you realize this, the fear of failure will no longer control you. Instead, it will fuel you. It will become your greatest teacher, your greatest motivator. You will start to see failure for what it really is, a necessary part of the journey towards success. So the next time you feel the fear, don't let it stop you. Don't let it hold you back. Instead, use it as the sign that you're on the edge of something great. You're about to push past your limits, to break through barriers, to do something extraordinary. And that's where the magic happens. Resilience is not just a trait, it's the cornerstone of growth, the force that allows individuals to bounce back from adversity, to rise after every fall, and to keep moving forward even when life seems to knock them down repeatedly. It's the ability to withstand, recover from, and ultimately grow stronger because of difficult situations. In a world where challenges are inevitable, resilience is the quality that separates those who thrive from those who simply survive. It's what enables us to transform adversity into opportunity and setbacks into stepping stones. But resilience is not an innate characteristic that only a few possess. It's something we all can cultivate, develop, and strengthen over time. At its core, resilience is the capacity to maintain or regain mental and emotional stability despite the hardships one may face. It's about how we deal with challenges, how we process the pain, the disappointment, the frustration, and how we choose to respond to those situations. Resilience is not about avoiding difficulty, it's about navigating through it with a mindset that allows us to remain focused on the bigger picture. It's about learning to bend without breaking, to be adaptable in the face of adversity, and to find strength in moments of vulnerability. Resilience isn't simply a reaction to external circumstances, it's a reflection of our internal attitude. How we view challenges plays a significant role in how we handle them. People who cultivate resilience see setbacks as temporary, as part of the journey. They don't view challenges as barriers, but as opportunities for growth and self-discovery. Their mindset is not limited by the immediate pain or frustration they may experience. Instead, they understand that adversity is often the precursor to personal development. It's during those difficult moments that true growth occurs. One of the key components of resilience is the ability to adapt. Life doesn't always unfold the way we expect it to, and there are times when things don't go according to plan. Resilient individuals know how to adjust their expectations and strategies when things don't turn out the way they envisioned. They are flexible and open to change, understanding that rigidity can often make a difficult situation worse. This adaptability allows them to take setbacks in stride, find new solutions, and keep moving forward even when the road ahead is uncertain. They don't waste energy on lamenting what could have been, but rather focus on what can be done now. Another essential aspect of resilience is emotional regulation. Life can be an emotional roller coaster, especially when we face challenges. The ups and downs can leave us feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or discouraged. Resilience doesn't mean never feeling negative emotions, it means learning to manage and cope with them in a healthy way. Resilient people experience frustration, fear, and doubt just like anyone else, but they have learned how to process those emotions and not let them dictate their actions. Instead of succumbing to the intensity of negative emotions, they acknowledge them, allow themselves to feel, but then choose not to be controlled by them. Support systems also play a critical role in resilience. While resilience is often thought of as an individual quality, no one is truly resilient alone. It's the strength of our connections with others that helps us navigate life's most challenging moments. Resilient individuals are not afraid to lean on others for support when needed. They understand that vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, but a step toward healing and growth. Surrounding ourselves with supportive, understanding people, whether they be friends, family, or mentors, provides us with the emotional and practical resources to recover and move forward. Sometimes resilience is not about handling everything on our own, but about recognizing when to ask for help, seek guidance, or simply receive encouragement from those who care about us. Equally important is the capacity to maintain a sense of purpose and hope. Resilience is often tested during periods of uncertainty and hardship, but resilient individuals hold on to a sense of meaning in their lives, even when everything seems bleak. This sense of purpose acts as an anchor, grounding them when they feel lost. When we face difficulties, it's easy to become consumed by negativity and to feel as if everything is falling apart. But resilient people are able to keep their focus on something larger than themselves. They have a vision, a reason for moving forward, even when the immediate situation feels unbearable. This vision, whether it's personal growth, a desire to help others, or a commitment to a particular goal, provides them with the strength to endure. Resilience also involves a healthy relationship with failure. Many people avoid trying new things or taking risks because they fear failure. But resilient individuals don't view failure as something to be ashamed of or avoid at all costs. Instead, they recognize failure as a natural part of the learning process, an opportunity to reassess, learn, and adjust. They see failure as feedback, not a final verdict. When faced with failure, resilient individuals don't give up, they adjust, learn from their mistakes, and keep moving forward. They understand that failure doesn't define them, it's simply a part of the journey, and it often leads to greater success in the long run. Self-compassion is another important component of resilience. Often when we face challenges, we are our harshest critics. We may berate ourselves for not being good enough, for not handling things better, or for not being more prepared. But resilience involves treating ourselves with kindness, especially in times of difficulty. Self-compassion allows us to embrace our imperfections and to understand that it's okay to struggle, it's okay to fall short. It's part of being human. By offering ourselves grace, we are able to recover faster and keep going rather than being stuck in a cycle of self-blame or self-doubt. Resilience is also closely tied to the ability to maintain a positive outlook even in the face of adversity. This doesn't mean ignoring the reality of difficult situations or pretending that everything is fine when it's not. Instead, it's about choosing to focus on what is within our control and finding opportunities for growth within every challenge. A resilient person is able to maintain hope even when the situation seems hopeless. They choose to look for solutions, to find silver linings, and to stay focused on the things that are going well, no matter how small those things may be. Ultimately, resilience is the ability to keep going even when the odds are stacked against you. It's about facing adversity head on, finding strength in your struggles, and continuing to move forward with determination. It's not about being invincible or impervious to pain. It's about being human, about acknowledging the difficulties that come our way and choosing to rise above them. Resilience is a mindset, a way of approaching life's challenges with the belief that no matter how difficult things may seem, we always have the capacity to overcome, to grow, and to become stronger on the other side. It's the understanding that life is a journey full of ups and downs, and through resilience we can navigate the entire path with courage, adaptability, and strength. Persistence is one of the most powerful forces in life, often more important than talent, intelligence, or circumstances. It is the unwavering determination to keep moving forward, regardless of the obstacles that arise along the way. The impact of persistence is profound, not just in achieving goals, but in shaping character, influencing mindset, and building resilience. It transforms challenges into opportunities, setbacks into lessons, and failures into stepping stones. Persistence is not simply about pushing through obstacles, it's about the ability to stay the course, even when the road is long, difficult, or uncertain. One of the most striking aspects of persistence is its role in shaping outcomes. Success rarely happens overnight. Most achievements are the result of consistent effort over time. Whether it's learning a new skill, building a business, or pursuing a personal dream, the key is not just in the initial burst of enthusiasm, but in the ability to keep going when things get tough. Persistence ensures that we continue working toward our goals, even when the path becomes unclear or we face numerous failures along the way. It's the people who persist, the ones who keep getting up after they fall, who eventually reach their destination. The process of persistence builds a unique kind of strength. Each time we push through a challenge, no matter how small, we build our capacity to handle the next obstacle. This compounding effect is what makes persistence so impactful. When we persevere, we become more resilient, more resourceful, and more capable of facing future difficulties. It's not just about achieving one goal, it's about developing the tools, the mindset, and the resilience needed to succeed in the future. Every time we persist, we add to our own strength, and the next challenge seems more manageable. Over time, the ability to persist becomes second nature, a part of our character that continues to serve us in every aspect of our lives. Persistence also impacts how we view failure. Failure is often seen as the ultimate sign of defeat, the end of a journey. But for those who are persistent, failure is merely a temporary setback, a necessary step on the path to success. Every failure teaches something valuable. It teaches us what doesn't work, what needs to be adjusted, and how we can approach the problem differently next time. The persistent person does not see failure as the end of the road, but as an opportunity to reassess, refine their approach, and continue forward. This mindset transforms the concept of failure from something to be feared to something that is actively embraced as part of the process. It helps develop a healthy relationship with failure, where each setback only adds more fuel to the drive to succeed. One of the most significant impacts of persistence is its ability to foster innovation and creativity. When we persist in the face of challenges, we are forced to think critically, to problem solve, and to adapt. We are constantly learning and evolving. It's in this process that creativity often flourishes. When faced with obstacles, persistent individuals are more likely to look for new solutions, experiment with different strategies, and push the boundaries of what they thought was possible. Instead of giving up, they find new ways to overcome the challenges in their path. This constant search for solutions leads to innovation, whether in business, science, the arts, or personal growth. The persistence to push through difficult moments is often what unlocks new possibilities and opens doors to breakthroughs that might never have been reached if they had given up too soon. Persistence also plays a crucial role in developing a strong work ethic. It trains us to focus, to stay dedicated, and to be consistent in our efforts. Work ethic is not just about working hard, it's about working smart and continuing even when motivation wanes. Many people start projects with enthusiasm, but that initial drive often fades over time. Those who are persistent don't rely on motivation alone. They develop habits, systems, and routines that keep them moving forward. They learn to show up even on the days when they don't feel like it, when the task seems overwhelming, or when the results are slow to come. This kind of discipline becomes ingrained in their approach to life. They understand that consistent small actions over time yield powerful results. The impact of persistence extends beyond individual achievement. It influences how others perceive us and how we interact with the world. Persistence demonstrates commitment, dedication, and passion. When others see our persistence, they are often inspired by it. People are drawn to those who are determined, who continue working toward their goals despite adversity. This can lead to stronger relationships, better opportunities, and increased influence. Persistence shows others that we are serious about our goals and that we are willing to put in the effort required to achieve them. It's not about being perfect, it's about showing up day after day, doing the work, and staying focused on the long-term vision. In the context of leadership, persistence is essential. Leaders who are persistent inspire those around them to keep going, even when things are tough. A leader's ability to stay committed to their vision, even when faced with challenges, can motivate an entire team to keep pushing forward. Persistence in leadership helps create an environment where others feel supported, where they are encouraged to take risks, and where failure is not seen as the end, but as an opportunity for growth. Leaders who are persistent set an example, not just through their words, but through their way. They show their teams that obstacles can be overcome with determination and that success is within reach if they continue to try, even when it feels impossible. Moreover, persistence is a fundamental element of self-improvement and personal growth. People who persist in their efforts to improve themselves are more likely to see lasting change. Whether it's learning a new skill, changing an old habit, or developing a new mindset, persistence is what keeps us going when progress seems slow or when we face setbacks. Personal growth doesn't happen in a straight line. There are often moments of doubt, frustration, and stagnation. But persistence allows us to push through these moments, to keep working toward who we want to become, even when the path isn't clear. It's the ability to keep going, to keep growing, even when it feels like the change is not happening fast enough. And in time, those small, consistent efforts lead to profound transformations. Persistence also shapes our relationships with others. In the face of conflict or disagreement, persistence can be the key to resolution. When we are persistent in our efforts to understand others, to communicate effectively, and to work through challenges, we are more likely to build stronger, more resilient relationships. This persistence to stay engaged, to keep working on understanding one another, even when it's difficult, lays the foundation for deeper connections and mutual respect. In the long run, the ability to persist in the face of relational challenges can lead to healthier, more fulfilling relationships, whether in personal or professional settings. Persistence, therefore, is not just about reaching a goal. It's about everything that happens along the way: the growth, the learning, the innovation, the work ethic, the relationships, and the leadership. It shapes who we become and how we interact with the world. It's the force that turns challenges into opportunities, setbacks into lessons, and dreams into reality. The true impact of persistence is not always measured by the immediate results, but by the transformation that occurs in the process. It is the quiet, relentless force that drives us forward, often without fanfare, but always with purpose. In conclusion, persistence is far more than just a trait. It's a way of life that shapes our success, growth, and overall outlook. It's the force that propels us forward, even in the face of adversity, failure, and setbacks. As we've explored, persistence builds resilience, fosters innovation, and transforms challenges into opportunities for learning and development. It cultivates a mindset that not only drives us to achieve our goals, but also teaches us valuable lessons along the way. Whether in personal pursuits, professional endeavors, or relationships, persistence is the constant factor that leads to progress and transformation. The true power of persistence lies in its ability to keep us going, no matter the obstacles, and to help us realize that success is not just about the end result, but about the strength and growth gained in the pursuit.